That's a new feature. We are live. So welcome to our folks sitting by waiting on YouTube and on all the Facebook channels that we broadcast on. Welcome. You can type your comments. You can type your questions in the comments too when we get to the question part, which will be very shortly on Facebook and YouTube. And we will see them here.
We've got Carter in Las Tablas. Cool. Carter, you should come on live and tell us about life in Las Tablas.
Yeah, I would like that. If you're interested, Carter, that's an area we haven't explored. Well, we do. We go right through it on our tours, but we haven't talked about that. If you're interested, Carter, in telling us a little bit about that area, just type live in the chat and I'll get to you during the first part of this call. And we're going to bring you on and you can tell us a bit about that area. Hey, Robert. Oops. Okay. Got to mute that, don't we? Upside down is mute. Hey, Calgary, folks. We have so many people from Calgary moving here. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Most of our tours are half Canadian, half U.S.
It's getting that. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes some other fun places too, but mostly North American.
Yeah, we've had Britons and South Americans on the tour.
Yeah, a lot of Europe. We just had an Australian reaching out to us today.
Well, the Japanese gentleman, well, it's not actually Japanese. He lived in Japan 20 years, just moved here last week. Okay, yes, Carter. So we will bring you on in a bit.
Awesome. Very cool.
So we are going to get started. We are Megan and Rod. Notice how I left out the Oscar part.
I know. Sorry. Oscar's in Panama City getting a car for some lovely clients that are going to be moving here in a couple weeks.
And supposedly he went to a party last night and partied way too. No, what was the actual story?
He said in the hotel, he was in the people in the room next to him were having a party all night last night.
Never slept.
He's tired today, and he has an early flight back here tomorrow morning.
We're giving him the night off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we are starting. So we're going to start about learning about who we are. Many people might not know. So Megan, start us off. Quick introduction here, folks.
Okay. So I am Megan. I'm from Pennsylvania. Originally moved here to Panama in 2018. Originally at the start as a Peace Corps volunteer. So I got to do some cool international community development projects, learn a lot about Panama, small communities, Spanish, the culture, and then ended up meeting my husband, Oscar, and moved here officially, permanently in, I guess, right before 2020, and have been in Boquete ever since. Started doing tours with Oscar right as Retire in Panama was really starting to get up and going with the small group tours. Oscar's been working in expat relocation and tourism for a long time, but these guys officially started Retire in Panama small group tours in 2018, 19?
2018. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So been doing that, learning all about our awesome expat communities here. And now I run a lot of the logistics and operations for the company and get to meet all of our awesome tour guests when they're in Boquete area.
Perfect. My name is Rod Larrabee. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I have been here officially this week, 13 years. Ooh. I moved here in my mid to late 40s. I wasn't retired. I'm still not retired, not receiving a pension. So decided to start a company to make some money. So, but I moved here the way, some people do. They do it on their own. I guess I wasn't brave enough because I screwed up and I was in a lot of trouble and I was getting scammed over by some people, and it just by luck out. I'll tell you the whole story when you come on tour. But that within the third month here, I was about to give up. I bumped into Oscar, He had already been here several years and he was helping expats get settled here, do things the right way, having the right lawyer, having the right, like, properly registering your vehicles, properly getting your driver's license, just becoming a legal Panamanian. So we hit it off really good. He had a company and I was in marketing. So I was helping him do marketing for his company and he was helping me get all my stuff done. And then we would go out for drinks in the bar later. So we became friends. This is way before Megan. Okay. So anyways.
The truth is coming out.
Yeah. So within a year, we owned a business together downtown. We purchased a tour company that had an office on the street. But because of that, we had expats walking in every day looking for help. So we knew there was more of a need here. They had come here on their own, or they had come here maybe with another group and weren't getting there were many people trying to help people move to Panama. And they weren't getting the help they needed. So we decided a few years later in 2017, we need to start a company helping expats move here. And then we looked around. There was the big international living people with big buses. There was different competitors that just drove 30, 40 people around. This here, the picture on your screen is our typical group size. I think here you will see 11. Not average might be 12 now, but that's our typical group size. We've been basically.
We just did a group of 8, and we have another group of 8 this week, upcoming week.
Yeah, but then we have one of 13.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our group size vary. The most we could do is like 15. We don't have buses. We have big, comfortable vans, reclining seats and stuff.
Brand new van.
We have been like years in the relocation business. Well, that's me, 12. Oscar's been actually doing this 15, let's say 14. We have 25 plus team years of experience doing this. What this means between Oscar, Megan, and me, we have 25 years and we do the tours. The people you see here are the ones that are in that van.
And plus our team of awesome local experts in all different fields that you'll meet. Exactly.
We've done over 100 group or private relocation tours. And 500 plus. I got to update that number. Happy customers.
Yeah.
Because that's a little old.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we do. But we do these weekly Q&As. Now, today is a general Q&A, plus we now have a new topic, Los Tablas, I'm very excited about. But today, once a month, we typically do a general Q&A, ask anything. And then the rest of the month, we have a themed Q&As. Now, if you look here, I'm going to pop this into the chat if anyone wants to look at it on their computer on a bigger screen. Now, this is our personal Q&A calendar. So these are the Q&As coming up. This is the one we're on today. The next week, we're doing our biannually pet relocation. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about bringing your pets. After you do this, you should be able to bring your pets yourself. If you still want help, we can help you. But we're even going to move into if you got problem pets. Problem pets they're too big. They're the wrong breed. Or they just go psycho when you put them in a cage. We have options to move those too. Everything from pet relocation companies to private jet sharing, which has become very popular. And then the week after, we're going to meet some expats from Bocas del Toro. Week after that, we're talking about other different Medicare. Like we talk about Medicare all the time and health insurance, but what about dental? What about eye? What about home care services? Let's talk about that. Then we have our general Q&A. I'm not going to read all of them to you because we have Q&As here until the end of January. But if you go to this page and you click on this add to calendar button, you can just, if you're on your iPhone, you can click Apple. If you use Google Calendar, you can click it. And without giving us your name, email, nothing, it will be automatically added to your calendar. You'll be notified the day of we have the Q&A.
Every Thursday evening.
Yeah. And what the Q&A is about.
And the link to join should be right there.
Yeah, and the link to join the Q&A will be there too. So there we go. That is what we got. So we are going to start.
And if you're interested in some of our past Q&As, we've had some great information that we've covered. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. All of our past Q&As are up there. It's at Retire in Panama on YouTube.
Yeah. And then we put the website. Sorry. Let's put the website in the. If we miss something tonight, or we don't get to your question, just go to the website and use the banner thing, and we'll answer it in the morning. What did I have here as an error?
It didn't. Your comment didn't post to Facebook.
Oh, my advert. Whoa. Okay. Google Calendar. Let's try
Everywhere
that
else
again.
it posted.
Oh, it just didn't post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Facebook. It looks like I posted it this time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this platform streams all over the place. Okay, so I am going to put a little note up here, and we're going to start the why can't I find that, Megan? Oh, question. From this point on, guys, no conversations in the chat, or we'll have to delete you. I mean them, the conversation. And this is the time, questions only. Please don't answer the questions kind of for us. If you want to answer questions, then we got to get you to put on your own Q&A. But we are going to add something to here. How about that, eh? And we're going to try to get Carter to join us here. So I am inviting Carter from Las Tablas. We don't know Carter. So
No.
they say, who knows who we're inviting here, eh? And so I sent you an invite, Carter. It should pop up on your screen. Look for it.
If anybody else wants to join live and ask your question, or maybe you live somewhere in Panama and just want to say hi, feel free to type live in the chat and we'll bring you on. We love to see some different faces on here.
Yeah. And Carter is in Las Tablas. Great area. I love Las Tablas. One of the most economical places to live in Panama, too.
It's the capital of the Los Santos province, which is also home to Pedací and Playa Venal, which are really popular with expats. On our tours, we always stop at this great little sugarcane place right outside of Las Tablas, just a mile before it, and get to try some fresh sugarcane juice and molasses and get the whole Panamanian Los Santos experience.
It's very close to the beach. It's one of the few places in Panama that we have seen houses right in front of the beach. You know, you can walk down there in the morning and you can rent for $500 a month. So there's not many places in Panama you can do that. So Carter, have you seen that little pop-up or not?
One of the popular beaches near Las Tablas is Uberito.
Uberito, exactly. It's cool at low tide. There's like miles and miles of land, and there's trees that get covered up when it comes in. I like that beach.
Yeah, it's just like 30 minutes from Pedací.
For those of you,
and another 30 from Chitre.
who want to know, I'm still inviting Carter. Oh, no, that's not him. Sorry. Now this is, see where my mouse is, and I'm highlighting. That's Las Tablas in relation to Panama City and Boquete, where we are. Let's go. Now it's near, for those of you who know where Pedací is, it's near that. I didn't know I could actually move the thing from there. That's odd.
You can just drag it down.
Where are we?
There you go. Yeah, you can keep going down. Down this way.
Nope.
I took it off the map. It should be.
Las Tablas, right there. That's the center.
Right below
There we
Guarani.
go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you see, it's just a few miles from the ocean, but there's town very close to the ocean. And if our guest is able to accept, he could have stepped away.
Yeah.
And just accept anytime, and I'll bring you on. Okay. Because we got questions coming already. So Carter, if you see that, yes. And Carter's a Canadian too. I like him already. Okay. First question. Rod, what kind of visa did you get? The visa that both Megan and I got is no longer available in Panama. There was a 10-year visa that they put out. It was called it's still available, but it's different. It was called the Friendly Nations visa. And when we came, all we had to do is deposit $5,000 into a company bank account. And here's your visa for life, and you get a work permit for life. So it was great. We're hoping something like that comes back very shortly. This new government seems to be a little more friendly to foreigners. We do have some news on one of the visas. The qualified investors visa. Like a lot of people that are investors that have $300,000 that we're going to spend, we're all worried because that was supposed to go up to $500,000 in October, like this month. But the president last week wrote a presidential order that it's to remain forever at 300. And he also made it easier to get. And as far as the financing, and you can get the visa with a deposit on, what do you call it? On
an approved development project.
Yeah, on an approved development projects. So it sounds like this is the first action from our new government. They've only been in power 3 months on immigration, and they just made one of the visas that were supposed to almost double in price. They just made it not go up and made it easier to get. So
which
that's
is
promising
huge, because
news.
the real estate wise, there's also the friendly nations for 200,000, but it is a longer process. There's 2 applications, one now, one 2 years from now, whereas the qualified investors visa is you get your permanent residency
30 to 45 days, and you don't even have to be here.
Yeah.
That's why some people really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Terry, my number one issue is reasonable health insurance. I've gotten conflicting info on worldwide medical. Do you know the maximum time allowed to be outside of Panama? Yes, I do. And this is for worldwide medical specifically, if that's what you have. The maximum time to be outside of Panama is 180 days. But only 90 consecutive days in the USA, Canada, or Brazil. No idea why Brazil. I have no idea why, but worldwide pick Brazil as a country that you can't be more than 90 consecutive days.
North America makes sense because medical care is so expensive there.
But in North America, 90, like you can go there for a month, leave, come back for another month, leave, come back for another month. But it's 90 days in total or consecutively a year. But you can be out of Panama for, like, you just have to be in Panama for 6 months plus a day. And they're not really that strict. What they're mostly strict about is those 3 countries I just mentioned. Mm-hmm. No more than 3 months or 90. It's actually listed as 90 days in their terms.
Because healthcare in Latin America is so much more reasonable, so they don't want you taking advantage of those lower monthly premiums and then spending most of your time in North America.
Like I said, we've been here a long time. Back in worldwide medical has been one of my favorites especially for U.S. and Canadians retirees, because they have a great plan that's not emergency, what's it called? Catastrophic plan, but it still covers everything except your doctor's visits and, x-rays and labs and stuff like that. But what I like about it is it covers you 100% in Panama, no deductible, no copay whatsoever. And then when you travel to the U.S., if you pick a high deductible traveling to the U.S. and Canada, let's say 5,000 or 10,000, and just cover yourself with some temporary gap insurance during your travels, then it can really bring your costs down. And once you pay your deductible, there is no copays. So it's actually better than your Medicare Advantage plan that you probably used to have if you lived in the States and now live in Panama, because there's no copays. And it becomes your supplement in the U.S. Okay. My God, look at all that. There we go. Sorry,
I'm late.
Well, Alexis,
we don't forgive you.
Sorry, I don't know. You're going to have to
be on time next week.
Yeah, be on time or ask more questions. We're teasing you, of course.
Oh, live. We got some live.
Oh, you're going to, Alexis, we're bringing you on right now.
Awesome. We got a lot of people that want to come on live tonight.
Okay.
Good. We're sick of hearing ourselves talk.
Someone's going to answer my call. So on your screen, you should be seeing Please allow access to your camera and your microphone. So do that. I've invited Ruth and Harvey. I've invited Roy, and I've invited Lexus. Now, if you're not seeing that, please type in the chat. Oh, there we go. It must be.
Woohoo!
Let's say hi to Lexus.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good. It's not raining at the moment. I'm in Vancouver, so we're used
Oh,
to.
well, it should be. I still miss my Vancouver Lexus, but not that much.
My major question is moving with a dog, a little French bulldog, having trouble getting a flight, but other than that, I'm ready to go. I'm wondering which of the 3 cities in the southern Azuero would be the best for walking, not having a car, for getting groceries and all of those things. Do they do delivery like they do here? Like
No, those places are too small for delivery. Probably Tennessee would have everything within walking distance, or Chitray.
Yeah, and even Chitre might have like the pedidos ya drivers might do some of the markets.
Oh yeah, some restaurant and maybe a market in Tennessee might deliver.
But any of those 3 towns, Chitre, Las Tablas, Pedasi, I mean, if you live in town, it's walkable to restaurants, shopping.
Chitray is a big city. Chitray is the size of Abbotsford. Okay, so it has big shopping centers. It has big grocery stores. Where Las Tablas and Pedasi are 2,500 person towns.
Yeah, I kind of like the size of the towns, but I wanted
yeah. But you don't have a car, but public transit is easy between those places.
Pedasi probably has the largest expat population, and then after that, maybe Chitre and then Las Tablas.
Yeah, they got decent grocery stores, and
But if you don't speak Spanish, just as far as like having a little sense of community when you arrive,
I pick up languages very quickly, but I lose them very quickly when I don't have someone to practice with. I've actually bought Rosetta Stone 3 times, and I've been too busy to finish. So I do pick it up quickly, though. So I don't think it's a problem. My problem is going to be contracts, like signing a place. I'm intending to rent to get started to see where I want to live. And
get a good lawyer, Lexus. A good lawyer shouldn't charge you more than $150 to review your contract. And make sure your lawyer is bilingual. Yes, here. Make sure your lawyer is fully bilingual so they can explain to you everything in the contract that might be wrong.
Okay, so I should get the lawyer now and have him look for a place for me.
Well, you need a lawyer to start your immigration too, and you need a lawyer to tell you what to bring.
I'm coming as a guest.
Oh, you're coming as a guest. Okay.
As a guest, yeah, because I want to come as soon as possible. It's Vancouver. I don't want to spend another winter here.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this.
And you're planning on bringing your dog?
I'm sorry?
Are you planning on bringing the dog?
Absolutely. That's my little baby. It's
a bulldog, right?
It's a French bulldog, yeah.
Yeah, no airline's going to take it, I'm sorry to tell you.
We found one that will take him, but it's like costs as much money to take him and me and send my stuff as it would to buy a whole brand new bulldog. Like, they're very expensive dogs.
Yeah, it's Pearl Air.
You know what? I'll send you a message what it is.
It's only private airlines. Commercial guys will not bring bulldogs unless you can get them service trained.
Well, that's another story. I don't know if there's a place in Canada or in Vancouver, because who I've called so far, I have to be labeled psychologically damaged in order to get it. And then he has to be trained. And by then it's going to be spring again.
Yeah, that's right.
So that doesn't work. Would it be of any benefit for all of the people on the call that are from Vancouver to be in a group so we could talk amongst ourselves here? I wouldn't mind that. I have Zoom.
Yeah. Well, we have Canadian Q&As. We have one coming up next month that we can set that up.
Oh, I want to be there by then.
Yeah, it's November on US Thanksgiving Day. That's we're having a Canadian Q&A. So it's in our Q&A calendar. So make sure you.
But Rod can certainly help you with the dog. But I would just say, I mean, all the work and the money that you're putting in with
it's going to be private. It's not that people don't like bulldogs. Bulldogs have have had breathing problems.
Brachycephalic, I know. Exactly. And the heat. It's not the best time in the world either, right? But it just took me too long to get all my act together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just
And
looking
the
at
dog is obviously over 20 pounds, so it can't go in the cabin.
Yeah, he's 30 pounds. So he was supposed to be small. He grew.
So you can get it on a private, jet if you get yourself all the way drive to Florida. How's that one? And
Well, I've thought
then,
about renting a
then
vehicle
it'll
one
only
way.
be like $12,000 or so.
No, it isn't. I've already figured it out. It might be a little bit cheaper for me to rent a one-way vehicle and go to Miami. And I'm fine driving by myself. I've done it with 2 English bulldogs at the same time before coming this direction. So going that way is not going to be any different.
Yeah,
So
then you can get a pet relocator to do it for $3,000-4,000.
No, I've got a pet relocator, and she said the flight would be 900 plus they'd have to send him to Costa Rica and overnight him, $40 for overnight, and then drive him to Panama. And I'm like, well, how am I going to, how do I connect with him? Because I'm going to have to drive from,
No idea.
how do I get from the airport to Pedicee or wherever I'm going to end up?
To be honest with you, Alexis, don't use a service like that. I know of lost dogs, several of them, that everyone thinks they're a pet relocator. Write this down, petsgoglobal.com.
Okay.
If you drop it off with them, they will drop it off with you in Pedicee. If you drop it off with them in Miami or Orlando,
$3,000, the dog costs less.
it is. It's going to be a couple $3,000, but at least you're going to have a dog when you get here. Driving the dog from Santiago.
I kind of do trust these people. They were referred to me, and I do trust them. What I don't like is so many different planes, so many different handlers, and
that's no good for your dog. But that's just my recommendation. I've been doing pet relocation for 5 years. We do one every week.
I'm so glad I asked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. But she's a member of IAPTA or something, IPATA or something like that.
Anyone can become a member. You write a test. Okay. And they say, "Oh, you're a member of IATA." Yeah, but if they're not, if they can't get it on a flight to Panama City where it needs to be, and then get it in a vehicle out to Pedicee or Las Tablas where you're going to be, that's and it should be a direct flight like Miami, Panama City. Your dog should not be in cargo more than one flight, or it's going to get lost on the tarmac somewhere.
If I get to Miami, right?
You would have to get there. I've known people to have their pets picked up. And, that's where it's going to cost $4,000 or $5,000 if you get it picked up in Vancouver. Then they're going to take one flight down to Miami, and then they're going to stay for 2-3 days and put your dog in a nice kennel, and somebody will look after it, make sure it's healthy, and then they'll put it on the second flight.
No, this lady, she's going to pick him up at my location, take him to the Vancouver airport, send him to I think she said Toronto, then send him to Costa Rica, then to Panama, and then
don't do it, Alexis.
Get me. Yeah.
That's
so how do
a dog should never have multiple flights like that, especially
as my baby.
Yeah.
So how do I find a real estate agent to help me figure out which one of the 3 places? I figure I'll give him the
criteria. Are you buying a place right away when you get there? Real estate agents don't get involved with rentals. So
okay, well, how do I get a rental then?
You got to get down there. You got to book an Airbnb in one of them, and then go search for yourself.
Okay, so
that area.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any rental listings you're seeing on the internet to be what they are when you arrive. So do not sign any 6-month, 1-year contract, anything like that. Like
get a highly recommended Airbnb.
Is that a .com?
Yeah, Airbnb.com.
Or VRBO.
Yeah, and get a list. You'll pay a little more, but at least you're going to get your boots on the ground. That's where most rentals in Las Tablas are. You'll see the advertisement in the coffee shops, in the restaurants for rent.
Signs on the places, walking around, talking to people. That's when you're going to find the best rental, and you'll be able to verify in person that it's in an area you want to be in. It's in the condition you're comfortable with. All of that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for attending our Q&As. Make sure you add to the calendar and come do the Canadian one. Okay, Ruth and Harvey, how are you guys? We're bringing you on the stage.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys.
How are you guys?
Hi.
We're doing great.
And we're looking forward to meeting you guys in February.
February,
Right.
yes.
February, yeah.
Right around
Can't
the
wait.
corner.
Actually, we're really interested in the Los Tablas area, so we're looking forward to.
Yeah, we're waiting. Okay, I'm going to see if
If Carter wants to
Carter's
come on,
back. Carter, are you back?
we'll invite him again.
We want to hear about Las Tablas. We've been there many times.
Uh-huh.
Just never lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what questions do you have for us today, Ruth and Harvey? Or you
Okay.
just coming in to say hi?
Regarding car insurance, is it a private? Are there public insurance companies, or are it all private?
Private.
Private. Okay. And we're not going to be getting a car right away. And we wanted to know if their golf carts are allowed on the streets, not in the big cities or the main highways, but just in the communities. Are they allowed?
If you can get if it's street legal, so
Okay.
not typically a golf cart, but
Okay.
you can get bigger version golf carts that have signal lights, seat belts. You got to have the whole thing.
A plate. Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you can register it. Mhm.
All right. Good.
Yep.
Thanks.
We were in Tamarindo earlier this year, Rod and Megan, and we noticed that they use a lot of golf carts. People use them a lot in Tamarindo to get around. So that was our question about Panama, if we could use a golf cart to go get groceries or what have you.
They're used in like very small communities or gated communities a lot, but to really go on the road.
Just don't cross the highway with it if you don't have plates on it, guys. They're going to take it away. Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
So you guys are on our February tour. May I
Right.
ask you a question? Why are you coming on a tour?
Why? We're tired of winters here in Canada, and we want to relocate and get away from that permanently.
And politics is playing a big part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why can't you do it on your own? Why do you believe that?
Well, we would prefer to have your expertise, Rod and Megan and Oscar. We found your site, and we've been attending all your webinars and very impressed with your wealth of knowledge.
That's
Well,
great.
we really appreciate it.
For you people that don't know, when you move here during the process, we're doing this just with you. So Ruth and Harvey, you we'll probably have Oscar here too. So if you guys decide to move here 3 months before, 2 months, we're going to have some of these phone calls to say, okay, this month we need to do this with your banking. We want to do this with your phones. We want to start. You need to tell me how many pounds of stuff you're moving and what type of boxes. Like, we help you do the move, and that's included in your tour price. So and then when you do get here, you cook dinner for us. How's that?
Not a problem.
There we go.
It's whatever each tour guest feels comfortable with. I mean, some people, they just shoot us a WhatsApp message or an email whenever they have a question, but that's what we really love to do, because it's not just the tour, it's making sure people have a smooth, happy move here.
Yeah, it depends on the person's needs. Some people need us to basically write them up their checklist. Other people just need to send us an email once a month or once a week, or
Say,
WhatsApp
can you
once a
reconnect
week.
me with this person? Yeah.
But thank you guys very much for joining us here tonight. We're going to get back to questions. And looking forward to meeting you and having a fun time in February.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Ready?
Thanks.
Okay. It's Debbie Garrison.
Hey, Debbie. When are you down here yet?
When are you coming?
Debbie was on a past tour of ours. And
She must be coming because she's talking about dress code. Panama. Megan, go through the dress code in official buildings and on the beach.
Yeah. So typically in like immigration office, or like the tribunal building where you get your e-cedula, I know it's pants. It might actually be no jeans. I think it is no jeans, but your shoulders have to be covered. You need to have pants or a skirt down to your ankles or covering your knees. And all of your hair needs to be out of your face. Maximum 1 pair of earrings.
Really? My hair has to be out of my face?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I didn't know. Maximum 1 pair of earrings too? I didn't know that. I'm learning new stuff here.
Yeah, so you have to be in closed-toe shoes. Yeah, the government buildings, they want you to be dressed
Yeah, I got kicked out for
appropriately.
a sleeveless top once.
I've never seen you in a
Okay,
sleeveless top.
you never want to. Good. Open shoes. There we go.
Yep.
I'm not deleting.
Typically the banks too, but they're not as strict.
We really like Valley Danto. So do I. Maybe.
Mhm.
You like it?
Love it.
Real estate seems high. That's a that's a general statement. So I don't know what type of real estate you're looking at, rentals or purchase. And so it's hard to address that.
It has a more it's a very small town.
Yeah.
So it's more limited options.
Yeah, but it's also a place that the Panamanians from the city, affluent ones, buy their second homes.
Yes.
So that could really increase the real estate values.
Yeah, it's super quiet during the week. And
Yeah.
then on the weekends, people want to get
Not
away
so
from the
much.
heat and go up into the mountains, or the tourists go up. And yeah, so there are, like Rod's saying, some really high-end homes up there. So maybe that's what you're seeing listed online.
Mhm.
But there's a big variety because it's just a small kind of humble Panamanian town.
Yeah, because the higher end stuff there is it just is more expensive because there are a lot of affluent Panamanians that have second homes like that there, and that keeps the price up. But the basic stuff I have seen has been quite fair and quite the same as other areas of Panama. You can buy there for under $250 for sure for something decent. But the $700,000 house should probably only be $500,000. But it's just that they get price high because they know they can probably get it.
Yeah, and probably because of the VRBOs and the Airbnbs, sometimes that's easier for them versus renting it out. They'll make more money, especially in high season. It's just a little bit more limited market there.
Okay, from Roy Tripp. Our son, who is 32, wishes to join us in Panama. He is gay. How open is Panama to LGBTQ individuals? Megan, I'm going to let you take this from the fact that you are in his age group and you are out there and see this. You guys go to the city all the time. So what's your attitude towards
Yeah,
LGBT
so
community?
Panama is very gay friendly. It has a pretty high acceptance rate based on, I guess, polls that they've done. At least this was what I was told in Peace Corps, because it's one of the safest countries for gay volunteers to come to as far as Peace Corps goes. So I've seen it be super gay friendly, especially for other gay volunteers that I had in my cohort, and gay Panamanians as well. But it is not legal for marriage yet, unfortunately. But as far as culturally, it is very accepted. Hopefully we get the gay marriage approved soon too. That would be amazing. But it is super Catholic here, so I guess maybe that's what's kind of holding it back.
Yeah, I think with Colombia adopting gay marriage now legally, and Costa Rica on the other side, gay unions are now legal, and they're both I don't think Panama is more than 5 years away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing to remember, guys, I don't have a rainbow flag to put up in the corner. Retiring Panama Tours is a gay-friendly company. We'd love to have you come with us, too.
Yeah, we've had lots of happy gay
couples,
expats and friends here.
And ones that have moved here, too.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, the Vancouver ride saying hi. Okay, Fred. Fred, are you sitting down right now? How much is it to rent a car per month? Well, guys, if you want to be, you're looking minimum $900 to cover. You're still going to have, that's going to be from a private company like Coronado Cars. Sorry.
Cowboy cars and Boquete.
Yeah. You're still going to be on the hook for $2,500 deductible with the with the big guys budget, thrifty. If you want to be fully insured, you're looking at $1,400 to $1,600. It's ridiculous. Now, if you're a risk taker and if you want to go with less insurance, you're still looking at the $850, $900, but you're really going to be open to, damages and stuff like that.
If you're just coming down for like a few months trial to start out, you've never haven't spent a lot of time here before, I think that's your best bet.
Mhm.
But we do have this conversation here with people who spend 4 to 6 months a year here about what's the best way to go about this. Do I rent? Do I buy a vehicle? And sometimes we have people who buy it and then they find someone who will take care of the vehicle while they're not here, or they buy and resell. So that's kind of something you have to think about with your own plan.
Yeah. Perfect. There's that. Why is it so expensive? There's a mandatory insurance that you cannot put on your credit card, and that is $25 a day, and you don't get discounted for a longer period. So that's right there at $7.50 a month.
Liability. That's
Okay, Carter. Carter's on StreamYard. I did invite you again, Carter. It says on my.
You have to accept.
Yeah. Yeah, it says on my end that you have been invited, meaning that there's going to be a pop-up on your screen. Maybe you look at, maybe your browser is blocking it.
Oh, he said having trouble switching from iPhone to laptop. Is that the same?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a pensional visa like Costa Rica? Approved dollars a month. Russell, there is one 10 times better than Costa Rica. Here's why. All you need to get a pensional visa is proof of a lifelong pension of $1,000 a month or $1,250 for a married couple. Then you need your marriage certificate, your proof of pension, and a criminal background check, and you'll have a permanent visa, never needing renewal within 4 to 5 months. So yes. And yes, that was $1,000 per month, $1,250 for a couple. Delete. Okay.
Do doctors have their own offices in Panama, or do they typically do consults at a hospital? Both. Mm-hmm. Usually the offices are in the hospital.
Well, there's clinics all around too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of doctors that, like my obstetrician and pediatrician,
they work right out of the hospital.
Yeah, they have their private offices in the hospital.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coronado cars. They're the only ones I know. They're pretty big. You better
been around the longest.
If you're booking in November, well, you still should be okay in November. If you're coming in January, February, you need to book now because they'll typically book up by December.
November,
15th.
You should book now.
Yeah, November you should definitely be booking now, but you're going to be better than at least January. So, and they are, like I said, they're going to be about $850. I think they are right now. Please don't quote me on that because that's what they were last year.
That's not English.
That's not English. So let's see if I can copy and paste that. No, I can't. I'm sorry. It's not Spanish either. Otherwise, Megan would have answered.
Sorry, Yolanda.
So if you can get that in English, Yolanda, we can answer you. I believe it would look kind of like German. Emil, your question is, hi, I'm from Canada, is there. I don't think the rest of what you were typing was there. So do you mind, Emil, you're on YouTube, typing your question again, please? Okay, hey, Roy, too bad. Oh, I know what, Roy, you're on a Mac and you're trying to use Google Chrome. No, you need to use Safari if you want to come into our studio. I should have mentioned that before. Okay. Buketi, is it getting saturated with expats? 10 years ago it was.
I think it depends.
But 10 years ago, but now it isn't because there's more Panamanians. We're getting more lower income housing and stuff like that. I don't see any more expats. If I walk down the street, I'll see as many expats per Panamanians as I did 10 years ago.
Yeah, it really is what you make of it.
Yeah.
Like if you're just going to interact with other expats and just be another, I understand it can be hard to maybe get into Panamanian communities if you're a retired expat here and that's, the schedule that you run in, the groups you run in. But the more you put yourself out there, learn Spanish, the more you'll meet locals too. Yeah, I mean, Oscar and I, since we're a young family, our community is expats, locals, people from all over the world.
Okay. Robert, I really don't need a tour as I've been to Panama many times and my girlfriend lives there. Cool. However, if I buy the online guide, does that adequately describe insurance options and reliable lawyers for the visa and banking such? Well, Robert, we don't actually sell an online guide, so you can ask a question right here. If you want to know about your insurance options, what I'm going to do, Robert, oh, here I am. Why don't and I'm going to do this without taking your money. Okay, how's that? We're going to well, Megan will help me, but you're going to fill out this form, Robert. I just put it in the chat, the link, and ask for you want to know your insurance options. Please give us your age. And you want a reliable lawyer, and let us hook you up with somebody tomorrow. How's that?
Our lawyers are the absolute best in the
Amazing.
country.
Like number one.
Our insurance broker is also incredible, and no, she's not going to charge you more. And yeah, banking also, we can hook you up with some great banking contacts. You will need to be in the process of residency before you can set that up, but we're happy to connect you with the best of the best.
Don't forget, we've been doing this 25, 30 years as a team. And the lawyer we're using now, Oscar used when he moved here 15 years ago. I used when I moved here 13 years ago. And
100% satisfaction.
Never had a complaint.
Mm-hmm. Only complaints are when people don't take our recommendation to use them as a lawyer.
Lauren is asking Lexus a question, but I'm going to answer this one. Is it expensive to bring the dog to Panama and expensive to export it back? Mm-hmm. It is not a good idea to bring your dog here if you're going to go back. The process to bring the dog here, if you're bringing the dog on the plane with you, you're looking at about $1,000. Okay, and that includes a visit to your to a U.S. Certified FDA certified vet or a Canadian vet, and you need to fill out a health certificate that has to go to the USDA or the CFIA in Canada. Then it has to go to the Panama to a Panama consulate of your choice to get authenticated. Then you have to send it here, and then you pay $155 once you arrive here, plus the fee for the in-cabin. If your dog is going in cargo, that's going to be somewhere between $350 and $1,100 on top of what I just said. So yes, it's expensive, $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $2,500. Then to send the dog back isn't as expensive, isn't as hard with the paperwork, but you still got to pay the fees on the plane, and you're going to need some tests done, some visits, but it's about half the cost. Then if you come again, all the paperwork you did a few months ago, whatever, it's no good. You got to start from scratch.
Expired.
And you're going to spend $1,000 to $2,000 bringing your pet here. So bringing your pet here, if this is going to be your pet's final home, is a great idea. And I have 2 pets right at my feet here, and I would take them anywhere. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
You could hang out in Florida or Arizona while you're figuring it out if escaping the cold is the main concern.
Okay.
Better.
Leave him in pen. Oh, okay. Okay. These are not questions, folks. So please, questions only in the chat, folks. Please don't answer the other people. It makes it a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This is next week, guys. Again, I am going to one more time add our Q&As to your calendar or bookmark this page. This is a live page. Every time we add a Q&A or change the details of a Q&A, this page, what I just put in the chat, is there. Click on it right now. Add to your calendar or save it in your bookmarks. Next week, we are going to have a 1 hour to an hour and a half. It's just going to be me, Megan and Oscar, and their family are going to be on their way to Bogota.
You're not going trick-or-treating?
No, and I'm going to have to close all the windows and turn the lights off again. I'll be in the dark. Yeah. I was supposed to go to Bogota with you, but
that's okay. We'll let you work.
Thank you very much for mentioning that, Robert. And next week is 7 Panama time, And okay, yes. Yeah, the time changes.
It's a time.
Oh no,
change
no, the
next-
time doesn't change next
Not
week.
yet. It's
That's
first
the
week of
last
November.
one. Yeah, so you're right. It's at 8 Eastern. MM says take the tour. Thank you, Margaret. It's Amazon Prime. Let's talk about Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and
Now we're
Netflix.
talking about the videos. here.
The streaming service. Yeah, so you can get both of those in Panama. Prime does require a VPN, I believe. Netflix does not, but it will be different shows and movies available in Netflix versus if you put on a US VPN to watch Netflix. Mm-hmm.
Okay, John, we mentioned this at the beginning of the call. The president signed an executive order 10 days ago to the qualified investors visa will remain at $300,000 forever. It's not going up. And that was great news that we got. And number two, he also made it easier to get on pre-construction and financing. So look for the details. Like Panama's like this. The president says something, even though it's in the on the official page, the details haven't been released. We'll have them on our website probably by next week of some of the differences in that. Okay, I notice how this one starts. Do Panama lawyers help? Some do.
So they handle all once you require documents. Right. So you want to start working with your Panamanian immigration attorney before you come to Panama, because they're going to tell a good lawyer is going to tell you your exact timeline, everything you need to gather before coming down here. It is possible to do from Panama, but you'll save some time and money if you bring down your documents when you come down here. Your documents will expire in 6 months. They want them new when you apply. So don't get them too soon. Make sure that you're working with your immigration attorney when you're gathering these things. But yes, a good attorney will direct you from start to finish.
So you Canadians, like honestly, when you talk to the attorney, simple question, how many visas have you done with Canadians? If they say none, just move on. There are a couple different things here. We don't have the same procedures for the documents and where to get them. And I've seen so many Canadians stranded online, and I just move in. Okay, you got to go to Services Canada. You got to it's not my job. I don't get paid for that, but I still feel I have to go in there and rescue them because they picked the wrong attorney. So please, guys, fill in our contact information if you want to pick the right. It's really weird, Carter, that you're using. I'm going to have to do some testing on the Mac.
Mac using
Because
Safari.
if you're using Safari, you shouldn't have a problem joining us. Okay, so guys, we're in our last 10 minutes. So keep any last minute questions coming. Okay. For example, PC places are okay. That I don't know if that's an example. Nobody, no hospital is accepting Medicare Advantage. But some people are some finance companies are looking after the Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage, folks, is great for you folks that live here part-time. It's because, if you look at your Medicare Advantage program, you can tell how long you're allowed to be out of the country and still be able to use it. And for those of you who live here permanently, I would not recommend lying on your Medicare Advantage form and where you live. Somehow this jumped way up, and now I can't.
Yeah, right before that, there was another question.
Yeah, I know. Okay, there we go. What does a 7-day tour include? Number one includes 7 nights of accommodations. Every one of your meals except your arrival day and your departure day lunch, I guess, but that's day 8 anyways. So it includes all the meals. It includes transport from Panama City, Coronado, Gorgona. Then we fly past, what's the other place we go? Oh, the other beaches area near Rio Hato. What's that one we go to? I don't know. Chatre, Las Tablas, Petitsi, Las Lajas Beach, Boquete, David. Like all those places. And we're staying overnight in a different place every night except the first 2 nights. And the last night in Boquete before we fly you home.
Really wonderful hotels,
Yeah.
restaurants. You get to
High-end,
meet
everything.
all of us, all of our experts. You get to see housing options in every area we go to. You get to meet local expats in every area we go to. And of course, you're going to have your 24/7 bilingual guide, Oscar, plus our driver, and really comfortable brand new van too.
Yeah. And we also include a domestic flight home because we end up in the western part of the province. So the next morning
we fly you back to Panama City. And you have me helping with any extra. If you're staying later or you're arriving earlier, I will help with all of your extra stay stuff too. If you need recommendations, if you need another guide, transport, whatever. If you need me to adjust your domestic flight to another day, another area, I can do all of that for you.
Perfect. Okay. How difficult is for someone in their 30s to immigrate? The only difficult thing, Roy, is what visa you're going to come on. If you got the cash to do a Friendly Nations visa, like 200 grand, it's simple. You come here, you decide whether you're going to buy something. I wouldn't do that right away. Or put the money in a CD here for 2 years and earn enough rent to pay, enough interest to pay your rent, basically.
But if you speak Spanish and has a good resume, potentially getting a job at a Panamanian company in Panama City.
Yeah, because with a Friendly Nations visa, you can get a work permit here. So if I know your son speaks Spanish, and works in banking, and we have over 100 banks in Panama, head offices from around the world, like Latin American head offices.
Yeah, usually the issue is that foreigners don't speak Spanish and they want you to have some Spanish if you're going to work here.
Yeah.
So if he does, that's a big advantage.
Yeah. Okay. Bob, Don. How much is car insurance? Oh, okay. First of all, Bob, you don't have to be a visa holder or have a Panama license to own a vehicle here. And car insurance is the same for a foreigner as it is for a tourist. I mean, no,
resident.
Sorry, as a resident. I'm going to give you some examples. I have a brand new 2024 car, Suzuki Jimny. It's not highly expensive. It's I think it's listed at $21,000 on the insurance. My insurance is $597 a year. Now we're going to move up. We're going to look at a $30,000 Hyundai Santa Fe. Is that one? Yeah. Fully loaded, all dressed, stuff like that. You're probably looking like brand new 900, 4 years old, 600. So a year. So those are basically a couple examples. We have a van. We have a 15-passenger van. Well, we have a new van, but the old van was, like I said, oh my God, this thing's fully insured with the highest liability, lowest deductible, 15 passengers health, and we pay $500 a month for it. It's very affordable. And I got a good answer for you, John Miller. We are doing just awesome. You sound like Oscar. How are you all doing?
Life is good.
Okay, we are ending it very shortly, guys. Is residence easier to get if married to a Panamanian? That's another visa, John. Yes. If you are married to a Panamanian now, if you're living here and then get married, yes, you can go through the process. Is it easier than a pensional visa? I'm still going to say no.
No.
Pensional visa is one of the easiest in the world to get and least expensive.
We actually have a friend doing it right now, and it's taking a little while. They're doing house visits and interviews.
It's I think it's a 2-year thing also. You get a temporary and then you can get a permanent. Yeah. So it's just, it's not $5,000 or anything ridiculous like that. It's affordable. And you can get a work permit too. Remember, if you marry a Panamanian here and you need to work, support your family, that's all you have to say, and you will get residency with a work permit. Bob Stevenson.
Woo.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you. When are you coming back?
That's my question too. How soon can you apply for a pensional visa before you travel?
You just need to coordinate with your attorney.
I would start talking to the lawyer 3 months before at the earliest. and then she will or he will guide you through all the documents you need, which is there's really only 3, how to get them. And if the lawyer is not telling you how to get them, choose another lawyer. Don't pay your retainer until they give you some instruction. But most lawyers have a very low retainer, so it's not, But our lawyer will not only, they'll say criminal background check. Where are you from? U.S.? Okay. What state are you from? Okay, here are the 47 facilitators in your state that can get your criminal background check to you in 3 days. Boom, done. And then they'll say, how about your pension letter? Okay, you go to this site, you download this, get it notarized, and send it here. Done. So it's marriage license. Where do you? It's kind of funny. I've had people come here, not talk to a lawyer, and they come here. They've been married 50 years, and they come here with this tattered, ratty old marriage license, thinking that this is what what they want. They don't. Your marriage license has to be dated within 6 months.
Yeah.
That does not mean you have to get married again. That means you got to go to vital statistics in the U.S. or Stats Canada in Canada. Sorry. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. And then you download a new marriage license.
Yeah.
All right. If you're over 70, Yolanda, okay. Okay. Someone's translating for us. Wonderful. Yes. Can I type? Like, honestly, she needs to go. She can type in any language she wants on our form. I can translate it. I'm just not able to translate on this. But I can send her a company that will probably look after her if she's fairly healthy until 80. Like enroll her until 80. Just fill out our contact form, and we will connect her. So, Yolanda, yeah. If somebody's Russell, if you're helping Yolanda with that, can you send her the link to our contact page? And yes, she can type in any language you want. I can translate it, and we can find someone to help her over 70. That's not a problem. Okay, what do we got here? 500 a month or year? Oh yeah, no. These everything I said was a month, Terry.
For car insurance.
Sorry, no, a month.
It's per year.
A year.
Yeah.
A year. Our van insurance is 502. My brand new vehicle, like just bought it this year, is 596. I have it in front of me.
A year.
Yeah, a year, and a $30,000 little full extra vehicle. You're looking at $800-900 a year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great
There we go.
questions.
801. We did it.
Sorry if we skipped anyone. I think we got most of them.
Yeah, I think so.
We covered it all tonight.
We did.
And we got to see some new faces. That was great.
Wonderful.
We'll try and get you on next time, Carter.
So, yes, definitely. So, very, does it take long? Apostilled or consulate? Panama immigration prefers documents being authenticated by a Panamanian consul over apostille. I'm just going to say that, but you can do either. But it'll go quicker if they are authenticated. But yeah, anyways, take a look at the Q&As, guys. Yes, I will send you all an email that are on our email list. But if you're not, you got to add the Q&As to your calendar. They're on our website under Q&A. I put the link in this chat 4 or 5 times. Pet relocation. Let's sit down. Let's talk about everything. I'll show you the forms, everything we need to do to move your pets here next week. Megan and I, we say goodbye.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for all your questions.
And Oscar says goodbye too. All right, guys.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.